Hello and welcome back to another live people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're smashing the likes and subscribing if you are new. And officially, it's season 2, episode 1, the GVO show, people. We're starting to do some episodes now so I can organize it on the channel. Back again, another Monday night. Big up Alfie as always. Inside. How you been, man? Inside and outside of football, man. How you been?
Yeah, inside of football doing really well. Obviously we'll get into that as the show progresses, but outside of football I'm doing really, really well. For the first time in a while, so I'm feeling good, ready for the
Yeah,
show.
good to hear, man. Good to hear. And big up the chat as always. Gonna call Mike Space Mikes after that Sunderland watch along. Soon as Warrior clicked on, he heard me saying, "Why is there so much space?" And then we conceded the third goal. West Ham United. Big up Taz every
Big
single
up,
time.
Tez.
Hope you're doing well, Taz. Alf, you must be happy. Arsenal finally won with white kit.
Been a
Uh,
while. Been a while.
yeah, it has been a while. Leeds United's had the best fan base in the country. Bro, credit to Leeds. I know that it should have been a pen, but Moyes, mate, stop going and complaining to the ref and start playing your players in the actual position, mate. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. But by the way, this same chat, not you guys, but people in the chat last week were saying Everton were going to finish in Europe. I'm just saying, someone said it in it. Like, I'm just saying, and I do not
And
agree with that
you don't
person.
agree with the person either.
Don't agree with that person in it. Big up Max and Alfie, big up Sunderland. Hold on. Hold on. This is a cherry drop, yeah? It's the same shape as your head. It's the same shape. Exactly like this. Huh? You see it? Yep, that's your head. That's your head shape. Right there. Big up AJ though. Big up Mike's and Alfcaris. But like Alfcaris, you know. Hey, Everton over West Ham. They'll probably finish above us. They'll probably finish above us. No comment though. Off topic, I know this is not related to the stream, but your Tanaka and Statch are ballers. Leeds have recruited really, really well. Really, really well. So maybe Daniel Farker might have like this lesson, we'll see. I know when I was speaking to Josh Joe, he was saying that Leeds have gone more to a 4-3-3 than a 4-2-3-1, so he's trying to like pack up the midfield and change systems. Fair play HDMI Maguire. Alright, 1-1. Alright, 1-1. We'll call it there. We'll call it there. But speaking of Maguire, Manchester United lost on the first game of the season at Old Trafford to the Arsenal. The Arsenal. Uh, Alfie, 1-0, scrappy win. What did you make of it? What did you make of it? Because I'm seeing a lot of mixed reviews. People are saying it's about the result, not about the performance, but people are saying you can't be playing like that in the first game of the season. What do you make of it?
It was exactly the way I expected it to be. I expected it to be a scrappy game. And I even did say in my match preview that, it was going to be a 1-0 either way. It was going to be a tough battle for the 90 minutes. And for the majority of the game, in my personal opinion, Man United had control. They were attacking, they were making the chances. Yes, we had a few decent opportunities, but apart from the goal, I didn't really see much from Arsenal. I think there was more of the ball was up Manchester United's end rather than it being up the Arsenal end. I mean, rather than being up in Manchester United's half. I think they were in control of the game, had more chances, nearly took a few of them as well. I think David Raya had a good game in goal. Obviously, getting a clean sheet's important in the first game of the season. But as for going forward, there's still some worry because it wasn't as plain sailing as everyone thought it was going to be. Um, yes, Gyokeres didn't have the best of debuts. I think we can all agree on that. I think he was pretty much marked out of the game. But I'd like to think that with time, we'll see a lot more from Gyokeres. We'll see him being able to flourish at his usual standards. But all in all, I'm happy we got the win and we move on to Leeds on Saturday.
I think it's very worrying the way you're using him as well.
Mm.
My whole thing is like, especially in the first half, it's very reminiscent of how we used Antonio. And I'm not even taking the piss, but it's like you man just put the ball in a certain area, just expecting him to chase it all the time. That's what I was seeing a lot of the game plan happening. I feel like it's very dangerous to have a striker that's relying on one side of the pitch all the time. I feel like that's what we've been saying for throughout the show. Is like you can't be relying on one side of the pitch all the time. I don't feel I feel like around the game, there was a lot of stinkers on the pitch. And the reason why I say that is because there wasn't really many standouts. I actually thought Erdegaard played quite well. I thought Erdegaard played quite well. He would not make Casemiro. He was trying to retain the ball. I don't think Saka turned up. I didn't think Rice turned up. They didn't have a good games. Calafiori, he scored his goal, but then Lewis Skelly came on, and then it wasn't a great game. He hasn't looked great recently. I don't
Yeah,
think he's looked.
there's not been many great performances throughout the team. Obviously, you look at the likes of Saka, Rice, Lewis Skelly. It does raise concerns because they haven't looked good. But obviously, I feel like with the other two being Rice and Lewis Skelly, I think it's more of a case of they're still a bit rusty. Still need to get back into the shape of playing week in, week out in the Premier League. Whereas with Saka, on the other hand, we all know what Arteta likes to do with Bukayo Saka, like overplay him, run him into the ground, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it. Like he didn't look 100%, but because it's Manchester United on the opening day, you can't not have him in the team, which is understandable. But I don't think he should have been left on for as long as he was.
Fair enough. But what made the preparation different for Lewis Skelly and Rice though? Why do you think they've become rusty? Because did they play a lot in preseason, or was it not a great preseason for them as well?
They played a few games in pre-season. I think mainly the games against Bilbao and Villarreal that we saw the
Mm.
likes of Declan Rice and Lewis Skelly a lot more. Other than that, we were alternating it. There was a couple of games where I think it was the Newcastle game where we had the likes of Zinchenko at left back, or we had Kivior playing in that role. He was more in the centre back position, or we had Calafiori playing at left back during pre-season. But it will be interesting. I don't know whether there doesn't seem to be like how last season the way Lewis Skelly was like just running through the midfield from left
Yeah.
back. We're not seeing that much, and I don't know whether it's because with Arteta being the excitement killer that he is, I think he's trying to train it out of him. And if he is, I will not be fucking happy. Because it's things like that get you off the edge of your seat, that get you standing up in the stadium expecting something magic to happen, is when you let players play the way that they play. I mean, we've all seen how good Max Dowman's been for Arsenal in pre-season. Obviously, he was left out against United. And we
Yeah.
know how good he is, the playing without fear, always running at attackers, players that are older and more experienced than him. He just doesn't care. But a lot of the things that were said about Dowman's performances were, make sure he does not get this ability trained out of him.
Yeah.
Because it takes away what he's got as a player individually.
Oh, fair enough. Like that's true, and I think Arteta is a big like he's more on the risk assessment side of things, which is a big problem when it comes to football and letting young players in general just express themselves. I think that's a big problem. I think especially with Max Darwin, who likes to drive with the ball, likes to run at players, etc. You see that with Lewis Skelly now. As you said, I haven't seen him drive with the ball in a very, very long time. But I feel like he's making the same substitutions now. I feel like Rice has been taken off quite a bit, but you're misusing Rice. I don't know what you expect from the left hand side when you put Rice in that position and then Martinelli doing that. And especially speaking of Martinelli, Warrior even asked, I have a question for Alfie. Against Leeds, what changes would you make? Since, in my opinion, I think Martinelli should be on the bench for you lot.
Well, I mean, personally, I would have liked to have had Eze on the pitch, but as we know, Arsenal are dickheads and don't get the deal done. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so much so that we're starting to think that he's going to the other side of North London, being Tottenham. But I think, in my opinion, if you had to go with anyone, I'm not going with Trossard. I'm not playing Trossard instead of Martinelli. I think Martinelli needs some time out the starting 11, but I don't think, as we've discussed many times before, you don't get the same Leandro Trossard starting in a game than you get off the bench. So I feel like, in my opinion, the best course of action to take would be starting Madueke on the left-hand side. I know it doesn't really work, but with the way that this club is run and the signings that we make, you've just got to deal with the cards that you've been dealt. And I think confidence-wise, despite my initial apprehensions in the signing, confidence-wise, I'm with Madueke instead of Martinelli, because Madueke actually looks up.
Is this just a case of best out of a bad bunch? Because it feels like
Yeah,
when you were
yeah.
considering the left winger options there, I feel like you didn't really have many options. Because the Eze thing, Like even in Eze, he's not even a left winger. Like he's not. He
Exactly.
can play there, but he can't play on the touchline though. And Madueke, Martinelli, Trossard. Ugh, that's disgusting, man. Because no one had a good not no one had a good game. But Madueke came off for Martinelli. It didn't really make much of a fucking difference. Superman did all right. Erdogan did good. Rice weren't great. I feel like
Yeah,
people
bar
were
the
losing their fair
assist.
factor in defense. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Bro.
It's
Oh
why
my
I've said
god.
it's why I said we're finishing fourth, or the highest we're going to finish is fourth, because we're
Yeah.
so one-sided in the way that we attack. We just gun it down the left, down the right. Sorry, no options down the left because the left-hand side isn't good enough, and we've said this before. And when it comes to like set pieces, corners, free kicks, we're so predictable. Teams know how to turn up against us now, and this is where a grade A manager who knows what he's doing in this situation would have a plan B. But as we know, Arteta's Arteta. He has no plan B. He has no tactical nous. It's just give it to the players that you think are going to get a result out of the game with. Give it to them and hope.
Yeah. It's true, man. It's true. I feel like there's no like connection between your players. But also, that's why David asked also White over Timber. What did you make of that?
It didn't make sense to me because I was told that Timber was fit. He was match fit.
Yeah.
So, and at the moment, I think in terms of our back four, I think our best back four is Lewis Skelly, Gabriel, Saliba, and Timber.
Mm.
I personally don't think Ben White's got what it takes anymore to play for a club like Arsenal. And that's not me hating on him as a player or anything. I think it's because
Yeah.
of the injuries that he's had that have diminished the qualities he has as a player, which is through no fault of his own. But I think now, in terms of like, if you want to go strong against teams, you go with your best team. And for me, Ben White isn't in our best team.
No, he's definitely not, especially the way Timber's been playing. I think the most standout moment from him last season was the Madrid performance, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way he played at Madrid was amazing. And I
Yeah,
think he's cemented his place now. But the only thing is, I don't think he has a good enough relationship with Saka like Ben White does. Whereas like that
yeah.
where your right hand side was vibing a lot more with White, Erdogan, Saka when you were playing a lot more attacking. But then again, you don't really play the football to get the best out of that triangle.
No.
You don't really play that anymore. I feel like you're so conservative away from him. It's kind of worrying because you just got the corner, got the goal, and then sat back. Then
But I
Arsenal have
know
learned fuck all.
we've said this before, and I remember Jose Mourinho being in charge of Man United and saying a, a bad performance with a good result is just a good result. It doesn't set you
Mm-hmm.
forward for the future. And that's exactly what we had yesterday. We didn't have a good performance, but we got the win. We frauded our way to a win. And I know a lot of people, everyone's heard what Steven Gerrard's come out and said, how they didn't even turn up properly in this game, yet they still got the win. That's how a big team does things. And I know there's going to be plenty of fans out there, plenty of Arsenal fans out there that are going to just take that and run with it. The same way they're going to take the fact that we haven't lost against Man United, Liverpool, or Chelsea in 1,000 days. All the Arteta in brigade are going to love that. They're going to love that. They'll be like, "Oh, we haven't been beaten by these teams in 1,000 days." Really? Then explain to me how that is more important than Chelsea going on to lift the Conference League and the Club World Cup in the same summer.
Yeah.
Yet we're sat here with fuck all.
I don't. I enjoy it like it. And what you're saying is like basic fucking common sense. Because you man don't squad plan.
No.
You man don't squad plan at all, and you guys find a new problem whilst you're solving the other problems. I don't. It doesn't make sense. It's like, especially for a team trying to battle for this, it's even more frustrating, I guess, when you're being competitive and you're trying to fight for something because you're so close to fighting for that thing. You're so close to glory. You're so close to glory. You get blue balled every fucking year. Arsenal were poor in pre-season, generally speaking, waiting for some uh treasonous football. Alfie, get ready for the crash outs. He's right as well, man. That football
Set
was
your
horrible,
watches to
man.
them.
Yeah. Arteta on Calafiori. He comes in the room, changes the energy. He changed the energy of the team. He has an aura. He has presence that is special. A very unpredictable player for the opponent. Very happy with him. I had to check if this quote was real, and it is real. I generally thought that was a troll at first because he mentioned aura. Arteta mentioned aura. Some weird shit.
Or at least he's
Some
down with
weird
the
shit.
kids then, innit? Whoop-de
Might
fucking
literally be
do.
done with the kids. Put him on the list, mate. Like, Calafiori, I don't know if his performance is that good outside the goal. I think he was all right, but like, if you're playing him at left back and Lewis Skelly at left back, you got a problem. Like for me, I feel like you just got a bare problem that you're trying to figure out along the way. That's going to take you too long to actually figure it out before you actually get there.
But instead of solving the problems we've already got, the problems just keep rising and rising and rising.
That's what I don't get about Arsenal. Never stand next to Elijah Max, so I'm going to start calling you Hasbulla. Luckily, me and Elijah have never met, and I don't plan to stand next to him. I plan to stand 5 steps away from him if I'm going to talk to him. Arsenal looking like Quagmire while he was watching. Fucking hell. Arsenal next problem is to fix their left wing position, just like the striker. And I feel like once you try and fix the left wing position, the midfield will be a problem. Once you try and fix that, the left back will be a problem. It goes on and on and on. And this is why I don't think Arsenal will rise like they should, because your goalkeeper's been dodgy. You've been kicking the ball off the pitch. 2 injury-prone right backs. A lot of reliance on your current centre backs. Gabriel's come back instantly, basically. 2 left backs are not left backs. 1 number 6 who is all right, and then you've got Norgard as a backup, but then you've got an actual number 6 in the 8, and then you've got Marino in the 8 who's been pushed back to his actual position where he's not as good, but out of position he's better, which doesn't make any sense. Martinelli, Trossard, and Madueke as your left wing options. That's treacherous. Saka has been heavily relied upon. And then you've got called Max Dalman, he's 15. And Wanyeri's Odegaard's depth, even though he should be starting. And then you've got Gyokeres and Havertz. So Gyokeres hasn't had a great start, but Havertz is treacherous. He's horrible. So I don't rate that squad. How is that a squad ready to win the league?
And our backup options are centre back are fucking Kivior and this new guy Mosquera.
He's going to start making more appearances off the bench than Wanyeri. Wanyeri didn't even come on against Man United, did he?
No.
Of course he didn't. Signed a new deal for nothing.
Signed a new deal to be a bit part player. If I was Ethan, I would have turned around and said, "Listen, unless I'm guaranteed first team football at this club, I ain't signing a fucking thing." And that's justified. Because look how good he is.
Yeah, he's really good.
We said it last season. I know it didn't turn out the way I said that it was going to happen. I said it was going to be his breakout season. You told me that's only if he plays. That's only if he plays. And he didn't play as much as he should have. The only time he got games in the team was when Saka was out injured. As soon as Saka was back in the team, we didn't see a sniff of Ethan Wanyeri at all for the rest of the campaign. But you look at how good he is and you think, why is this guy not in the team? It makes no sense.
I don't understand it. Like, even the goal was... The fact that was your goal was embarrassing. Like, because Bayern did, couldn't fucking catch a ball.
Couldn't catch a fucking cold, but that's regardless. That you're telling me that was the only decent chance we had all game. I mean, I'm not being funny. It's all well... Yes, I know Gyokeres can create moments out of nowhere, and it's one of the reasons why I think we signed him. But at the same time, he's not a fucking dog. You can't just punt the ball upfield and expect him to chase onto it like a fucking Labrador. You know what I mean?
You got a Labrador up front. Labradores.
Odegaard just punts it and says fetch. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, you know...
That'll be a slander name that sticks. Labradores.
You know the fucking memes, yeah? Oh, the Vines back in the day. When he used to pretend to throw stuff at the dog and the dog just charges into the fucking wall, bro. Like, that's what you do with Gyokeres. You're just sending the ball down the channel and then what?
He's not fucking Superman. He can't do it all on his own. Like I said, yes, he can create moments of individual brilliance that can get teams out of sticky situations. But he can't do it all on his own. Last time I checked, football wasn't a one-man sport. If you want to watch a one-man sport, go and watch boxing. Go and watch F1. Go and watch MMA. If you want a one-man sport. Out there, he's one of 11. So let him use the other fucking players around him. Instead of punting the ball long and thinking, Victor, save us.
I've never got it.
Why do you think he... Why do you think he got 97 goals across 2 seasons, apart from individual brilliance? Because he had a team around him.
And you might not provide.
Exactly.
It's just down the right hand side.
We don't provide like a yal on a Reds, bruv.
What? Sorry. Why am I getting roasted by what? Oh, this guy, bruv. This guy and his fucking stream. We've got a show of Elijah coming tomorrow. I don't know why I'm getting cooked. Why am I getting cooked? Okay. Every time in this guy's channel, bruv. Every time in this guy's channel. But sorry, I've got Arsenal's first 6 games of the season. I've got Arsenal's first 6 games of the season here. So you've beaten Man United. You've got Leeds next. Anfield. Forest at home. City at home. Newcastle away. How many points do you get from that?
2.
2 points. Where do you think that's coming from?
The game against Forest and the game against City, because we'll scam draws.
You think you'll lose against Leeds at home?
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, 5 points.
So Forest and City draws, Newcastle. I can see what I think will happen. Well, why do you think you'll get 5 points? Sorry, do you think you just struggle against Forest? Do you think it's just a case of like City are stronger?
I think the way that I believe it will go will be, I think the Leeds game will go precisely the same way as the Man United game went. Take a 1-0 lead and sit back, get lucky, manage to walk away with 3 points. I think the Liverpool game, we turn up at Anfield and get battered. Because they, despite the scare against Bournemouth, they were really good on Friday night. They played really well. Like you look at how much Wirtz, Ekatike, how much that improves the team. And it's not like Liverpool needed any improvements anyway. They were good as they were. But because they've added to what they've already got and used sense, there's a reason why they've spent over 300 million this summer. They've brought in quality. And that is exactly why I see us turning up at Anfield and getting battered. Same situation with Forest. I think we go maybe 1-2-0 up. But because of our lack of early substitutions, our lack of plan B, we'll drop 2 points. Same with City. Or it'll be a case of we'll have to come back from behind against Man City. And Newcastle, away, we know from previous seasons that St James's Park isn't a good stomping ground for us. Even without Isak, I think Newcastle turn up.
Yeah, they might have Wisa by then, or another striker
exactly.
by then.
I think they will have Wissa by then because, what's it called? I saw today. Wissa's already taken every single Brentford post off of his Instagram and turned his profile picture black.
Yeah.
He's off. He's off.
He's definitely off. I reckon 8 points you have to win against Newcastle. They look shambolic without Isak and a striker. Gordon as a striker is no threat. They need a striker by then, though. I think surely they have a Wisa and another striker. Because Wisa's the Callum Wilson replacement.
All they need is the Isak replacement.
Yeah, so they need 2 strikers for Isak to even go. And
but that's
Isak
the thing, though. Where do they go and get another Isak striker from?
They're interested in Sami Omarodion from Porto.
Okay.
I think. Personally, I think you'll beat Leeds. I actually think you'll draw to Liverpool, only because of the past few results, apart from last season, you've managed to get a little result at Anfield. But because it's not like the title's already done, I just think you'll have something to play for a little bit. And I think you'll hold strong. But I think Liverpool are definitely not losing at Anfield to Arsenal. I still think Arsenal have too much for Forest. I know Forest beat Brentford, but Brentford are horrible. I generally think Forest won because Brentford are more horrible. Against City, I can see a draw. Like, do you know what it is? I don't think Arsenal start bad, but I just think Arsenal will lack so much throughout the season where I think they'll finish 4th like you. But I think there's going to be more teams away from home that maybe go at Arsenal where the fear factor of your defence is gone. So, I don't know. And I think you'll lose to Newcastle away. I think that's the banker. I think Newcastle will definitely beat you. with or without Isak, in my opinion. Even though I think an actual striker will help. Josiah says, "Do you like Nani Madueke?"
I don't mind him. I don't mind him. I don't think he suits what we've been looking for, but at the same time, it's like I said, he's the best out of a bad bunch in my opinion, especially if he's being brought into play off the left.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's an okay player, but why are you signing him if you need to win the league?
I think in terms of ranking, as far as the left-hand side goes, I think it goes Madueke, Martinelli, Trossard, and the only reason I put Martinelli above Trossard is because Trossard's realistically a one-dimensional player. He's only good when he comes off the bench. You don't get, like I said, you don't get the same Trossard if you start him.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I think the problem is as well, Madueke only really played on the left at the back end of last season for Chelsea, and he had like one good game on the left against Liverpool. No, two against Everton. But overall, he's not it on the left, and he's barely it on the right. But at the same time, if he was Saka's out and out backup, and you didn't have Dalman, and Wanyeri was the permanent 10 with Erdegaard, I'd get it a little bit more because it's just depth at the end of the day. But I don't get it because him and Martinelli are meant to be like competing to start at left winger, and to be honest, it didn't look much different. It didn't look much different when he came on, but he's not a left winger. He's not a left winger just because Chelsea played him there. I don't think Wisa has a main starter in it. Like I think Wisa won't be the starter though, because I think he'll be a Callum Wilson replacement. They'll get someone else if they can. But then again, so many people have been rejecting Newcastle. You never know. I think the problem is with Newcastle, yeah. The one player they got was Jacob Ramsey, and he rejected West Ham United. So that's the irony of life.
It's like I think Newcastle have put themselves in a very disadvantageous position in the sense that I think, as far as I'm concerned, with the money that they've got right now, they don't need to sell, but they have sold, or pretty much have sold. They don't. If hypothetically, if they were still under Mike Ashley, yes, they probably wouldn't have got Isak. But then, if they did have Isak, I would have completely understood why they needed to sell him, because he's a money. He'll make them a lot of money, but they don't need to sell him. They didn't need to sell him, and now they've put themselves in a position where the player has refused to play for them. The fans have turned on him. I mean, we all saw what they were chanting at Villa Park. He's a greedy bastard.
Yeah.
But I just don't know with Newcastle. It's why I said I think they finish fifth, only if they've got a striker.
Yeah, I agree. Funny enough, they've got Liverpool next week. Liverpool next Monday.
Well, that'll be interesting.
St James's Park. You never know, man. You never know what can happen there. Yeah. Liverpool needs to score something early and ruin that party if they want to do something. Mike said, Alfie, hope you sorted out everything from the other day when you wasn't on stream. Yeah, you couldn't stream in it because StreamYard was moving mad, innit?
It wasn't actually showing my face on camera. The camera was working, but it just weren't showing me, even though I went out of it, went back into it a few times.
Yeah. So that StreamYard does that sometimes. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. It might be a 2-2 draw versus City. They might draw. I think they'll get a few points. I just think, again, there might be a lot of draws this season, but a few more losses than usual. That's what I think. I think it'll be less wins, more draws, more losses. Quite simple. I think Sancho ends up going to Arsenal on deadline day. Imagine.
I actually wouldn't mind Jadon Sancho. He's an improvement on what we've got.
He'd be a good starter. If you got
someone to start.
If you had a better left centre midfielder, he'd have someone to combine with. I don't mind. I think Sancho's a good player, but he's not focused.
Personally, for me, because the position that we've got Rice in currently, he's in the 8, isn't he? And you've got Erdegaard in the 10, and you have with our best team, you have Zubimendi in the 6.
Yep.
I think stylistically, switch Declan and Zubimendi around.
Okay.
Switch them around, because then you're playing Declan Rice in his natural position where he thrives, and you see a lot more from Declan Rice. You're seeing the stuff that he would do at West Ham if you play him in the 6. And then with the way that, he got Zubimendi got bombarded yesterday against Manchester United, and that was the one thing that everyone was struggling to think of was is he going to get overran in the Premier League? Is it too strong for him? I think if you play him in the 8, I don't think you have that problem because he can move a lot quicker. It's when you have him in a defensive position that he starts to shit himself. Because when you've got someone like fucking Casemiro running at you, he can be an intimidating figure.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the balance. Football's quite simple. It's balance. Balance is the problem at Arsenal. Balance has always been the problem. But Arteta had balance when you guys were in the first time challenging in pre-season or in for the title in your first season. You had Zinchenko and Xhaka. And then Zinchenko needs to be improved on. But instead you went for the full centre-back route. And Xhaka needed to be upgraded. But you ended up playing 2 DMs. You didn't actually buy a centre mid, I don't think. You bought Havertz, because Havertz was initially meant to be in that advanced position, but you'll know Havertz can't tackle like Xhaka. He's not as creative as Xhaka. He can't strike a ball like Xhaka. So he ended up moving up front. So then every time Arteta's had a plan for a certain player at the club, it has not worked. It has not worked, and it's ended up going to shit.
So who's the problem?
Going to complete shit. Arteta, bruv. He has too much power for a manager that's running a club in the transfer windows. Because in the modern day world, the directors of football are running the shit. The manager will tell you the profile they want. The director of football goes and get it. Go out and their scouting team. They go and identify. They get the deal done. This is bad. You're not being run like a modern day football club.
It's like you look at the control that Arteta's got in the transfer window. It's like, what the fuck did we even sign Berta for? At this point, Berta's a fucking tourist. He's a tourist.
He is low key.
It's not even low key, Mike. It's there to see because a director of football is meant to have control over transfers. Like you said, the manager will tell the director of football the profile of player that they want, and the director of football will do everything in their power to go and get you that profile. And we've been crying out for a player, a striker that can get you 20 goals plus a season for years. I give Berta full credit for that because he put his foot down and said, no, you're not having Sesko. We're getting Gyokeres instead. He's more of a sure thing. But he needs to do that for every single signing. Let Berta take the wheel. Because right now, Arteta's falling asleep at the fucking wheel.
Oh, yeah, he's been asleep. He's been chloroformed for years. He reminds me so much of Moyes. It's unbelievable. Like, he's a disciple of Moyes.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. Played under him at Everton. Makes sense.
Yep. But everyone says Pep and Wenger. No, it's Moyes.
Even in Wenger's later years, we played pretty football. Yep. The quick one-touch passing, what we're known for, the quick passing, the imposingness of our football under Wenger. Yes, we can all agree that his last years weren't the best, and it was time for him to go. But if everyone's calling Arteta a disciple of Wenger, why isn't he playing like Wenger? You've basically ripped the heart out of the fucking team.
He has ripped the heart of it. He's ripped everything. Fabrizio Romano, more than Edson Alvarez Fenerbahce exclusive story deal getting very close though. Let me have a look at this.
Before you do, can we agree that these halftime interviews are fucking bullshit?
It's wank. It is
wank. We're not the NFL. We're not the NBA. We are football. We are the Premier League. Stop trying to make everything American-based. Because them man still call it soccer over there.
They're always going to call it soccer over there. We do not need halftime interviews because why the fuck do I want to see anyone at halftime talking, bro? Go and get on with the game, man. Go and get on with the game. Nobody asked for halftime interviews. I hate when people change shit that nobody asked for.
Furthermore, why was it fucking Martin Ødegaard that was chosen as the halftime interviewer? Or the interviewee?
I don't know.
You're the Arsenal captain. You've got the armband on. Surely you should be in the fucking changing room listening to what the manager has to say. But then again, I'd understand if it was going in one ear and out the other, because Arteta don't talk sense half the time. But even so, if you're the fucking captain of a club, you sit in the changing room.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not watching that shit. I'm not interested in a halftime interview. I'm not reading into it. It's even worse when you interview a manager through halftime. Because I'm not trying to hear your thoughts during halftime. Because I know what. Because if, for example, if I'm pissed at my manager and then I'm seeing him do a halftime interview and then he say what we lack and then he doesn't like address it on the pitch, I'm gonna be even more pissed off because I've just heard you speak before the game ended. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Positive negotiations in the recent hours with West Ham over loan with option to agreement also getting closer with the players revealed today. It's not a permanent transfer, unfortunately, but it's something. It means I don't have to watch him play. And the fact that West Ham fans, some West Ham fans are complaining about Alvarez leaving, you are part of the problem. You literally complain about a midfield being immobile, and not technically good enough, and then you're doing this. And then you are doing this. Then you're complaining about Edson Alvarez leaving. If you want the midfield to be like refreshed properly, we need to get rid of most of them. What you think is going to happen is a completely different idea. But Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, Rodriguez, it's time to go. It's time to go, man. I'm not trying to see none of that. I am not trying to see none of them midfielders play. I'm not trying to hear anyone from West Ham speak. I'm not trying to see these shitty players. I'm not trying to see anything right now. I didn't want the fucking season to start. I didn't want the season to start. I didn't give a fuck. I'm usually somewhat excited every year. I don't care. I don't care this shit. I don't care.
As long as it's you not getting relegated, it's fine.
Yeah. We get rid of these players, so who's coming in? Hopefully, if we get rid of Alvarez and midfielders coming in. But we needed, I guess we needed 8 more than a 6 right now, but I've said from the start we've needed both anyway. But I don't think we're getting a 6 in this transfer window. But we will see. We will see. Hopefully, there's not an excuse now. I don't care if it's just a loan. That doesn't give you the excuse to not spend on a midfielder. Simple.
I did manage to catch the highlights of your game against Sunderland, and I do have to say, before I go into anything, like I know I don't understand your club the way that you do. I'm speaking about this from an outsider perspective, but before I do get into that, I'm taking nothing away from Sunderland. First game back in the Premier League in 8 years, and they've won 3-0 at home. They're buzzing right now over in Wearside, and they've got every reason to be. They played really well, but on the other hand, you had West Ham, who, even though you have got your striker back in Fulkrug, it's almost still like give it to Bowen and hope.
I feel like that's why I've been watching for West Ham for the past couple of years since the Conference League. Give it to Bowen and hope. We can't keep doing this. This is why I said, when people said Bowen will be enough to keep West Ham up. Can't rely on one player. West Ham needs to stop doing this. Yeah, West Ham needs to stop doing this, bro. West Ham needs to stop doing this. Relied on Rice for too long. Relied on Antonio for too long. Relied on Payet for a little bit when he was here. Relied on Lanzini for a little bit. Like, we always just rely on one player. It's annoying. Stop relying on one player and create a team that's going to function properly. You need to create the cogs for your best players to work out the club. Not just rely on the one player that you feel like is going to get you out of trouble all the time, because there's only so much you can do. And mentally, that's going to take a toll on the guy when he's the fucking captain of the club. He represents the club very well.
It's like they don't think he's not under enough pressure. Because there's a lot of pressure that comes with being a West Ham captain.
A lot of pressure when it comes to being a captain. And he's taken on that well, but then he shouldn't have to take on the captaincy and being the best player as well. Being the best player doesn't mean you should be captain. It doesn't. We don't have captains. We don't have leaders.
Did Paquetá play?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Where the fuck was he? I didn't even notice him.
In the first half, last 25 minutes of the first half, he was all right. But you see the second half, I didn't see anyone. I didn't see anyone in that second half. I can't be asked.
At
I
least your
can't be
key
asked on these
settings.
midfielders.
At
I
least your
can't be
key
asked on.
settings, bruv.
Yeah, no hole. Bro, Ward-Prowse, Ward-Prowse, James Ward-Prowse. Bruv, you're 2 trims left from boarding. The free kicks aren't there. The pace has never been there. The passing. I hate when midfielders look forward and pass backwards. That you turn all the time. Guido Rodriguez, you're meant to be just a backup. I don't know why you were playing. Why was Freddie Potts not playing? This is why I get frustrated with managers at West Ham or just in general. Team selections are a make or break for me when it comes to managers, and that was a horrible team selection. Why can Sunderland just get promoted and buy Xhaka and Diarra? And West Ham people acting like West Ham can't attract players then. Because I know we can't attract players, but if you sell a project right, people want to come to you. Sunderland can get Xhaka, we can get quite a few good players.
Yeah, but what
If
do you
Sunderland can
expect when
get
you've got
Diarra from Strasbourg, bruv.
what do you expect when you've got fucking David Sullivan and Karen Brady in charge?
Yeah. And that's where we are now. Owners are talking again. Talking about London Stadium was successful and all this shit. It's a load of nonsense. It's a load of nonsense. But that's West Ham for you. That's West Ham for you. What did you make of the opening game? Liverpool-Bournemouth. Because people were criticising Liverpool for that second half. I think Ekatike started well. I think Frimpong and Gyokeres scored. They could have done better, but taking them off to put Endo and Robertson on made it worse, in
I
my
think
opinion.
I think when it came to Gyokeres, I think it felt like he was playing on emotion.
Well,
First
against a former
first
club.
first competitive game for your new club against your old club. I mean, you saw the yellow card that he got.
Mm.
The challenge that he made on, I think it was Smith.
Yeah.
It was a rough challenge. But
Yeah,
that's
it was
what
bad.
happens when you play on emotion. But I think there were defensive frailties that can be got out by other teams.
Mm-hmm.
But because Arsenal are thick as shit, I don't think we can get at them. There are still defensive frailties that Liverpool have got. Yes, they've signed that Leon guy, or whatever his name. What is his name?
What,
Leone, I
Diego
think it
Leon?
is. Leone,
Oh,
I think.
who they signed? Leone is
Yeah,
the youngster.
who got announced the day that they played. Yes,
Yeah.
they've signed him. They're looking at Gahey as well, but even then, like there's still a. I think Kanate had a shocking game in defence, but to be fair, he was quite poor against Palace in the Community Shield. But attacking wise, Liverpool still look as threatening as they always do. You look at how quickly they attack; it sends shivers down spines at how quickly and how dangerously Liverpool get forward, and that's the machine that has been was built by Klopp but modified by Slot, and it's worked really, really well. And they definitely deserved to get the 3 points. Massive credit to Antoine Semenyo on the other hand, who after dealing with what he had to deal with, still managing to say, you know what, I'm not going to let these racist bastards win. Yes, they didn't win the game, but there was a chance they could have come away with Anfield with a point, and it was because of Semenyo. And fair fucking play to him.
He's a better man than me, boy. He's a better man than me. I would have tipped the guy's wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like, I would have tipped him over like it was, Happy Wheels, bruv. Like, bruv, I would have Happy Wheeled that motherfucker, like, instantly, man. Like, I don't know how you could deal with that and then just deal with it like a man and then just go on and score 2 goals. That is the most calm and composed I've seen a footballer do it in that situation. He was just like, yeah, okay, he called me that. I'm just going to score.
It's like
I'm going to deal with it.
in a normal situation, and it's still shocking to say that even in 2025, I'm still considering this a normal situation.
Mm.
Because there is nothing normal about racism or racist abuse or abuse of any kind.
No.
but it's the one thing that everyone goes for when they know things aren't going right. They're like, oh yeah, because they can't go at them personally. They go for the one thing every single fucking time. We shouldn't be dealing with this. And I agree in what you said, that Semenyo's a better man than me. Because if I'd have heard something like that, if I'd have been in Semenyo's shoes, complete and utter head loss. The game would have passed me by. I'd have probably been brought off with 30 minutes to go because I've been taken out of the game because of what's happened. But no, he goes and grabs the brace. And fair play to him.
Yeah, and the guy that was abusing him, he can't even like walk the talk. As someone said on Twitter, you can't even walk the talk.
Yeah, that was a wheelie bad move from him.
Yeah, bro, this guy. I've heard that joke twice from you. One off camera, one on camera. Fuck's sake, this guy. This guy. Because I would have tipped him. I legit would have just tipped him over. Yeah, wheel of shame, exactly. Like the wheel of shame. Like, bro, this guy, you can't be on a wheelchair. You can't be like this. You can't just sit down like this and then just go, you fucking this, you fucking that. Get up, bro. Get up.
You can't be disabled and racist. Like, pick a struggle.
Yeah, bro. Like that is literally like two deficiencies in one. It's dumb, man. It's dumb. You're literally right there, yeah, and you're sitting down cussing someone standing up. You can't stand up. You're at the front for a reason, bruv. You're at the front for a reason because you can't stand up. Did you watch the Everton match? Or bits of it, because like I was on the stream as well. Everton. People in this chat were saying that Everton were gonna finish in Europe. I told you that Moyes plays players out of position. Plays 10s on the left. Grealish came on, played on the left. Ndiaye played on the left. Dewsbury Hall played in the 10. Gyokeres played on the right. Moyes is a terrorist. They didn't even have fullbacks. And people were telling me Everton are going to get fucking Europe. What's wrong with... People love David Moyes, man. People love romanticizing what David Moyes could do or what David Moyes should do because of who David Moyes used to be. And because he's an unfashionable manager that did well in the past, even for us. But come on, man. Come on, have some common sense. Have some common sense. Everton are not doing shit. They're not. Leeds beat them. Leeds. Big up Leeds. Because they were dominating before the penalty.
Daniel Farke's Leeds as well.
Yeah. And let's see Daniel Farke's learned his lesson. This is a big season for his, not only for Leeds, but for his career. Him being out there just like vibing in the championship. Like, allow it, man. Allow it. His downfall was Man United.
Definitely.
I think this is David Moyes. Preston, build yourself up. Everton. Man United. Sociedad. Sunderland. West Ham a little bit. West Ham there. It's the second spell. Then West Ham there. West Ham there. Leaves. Then Everton. That's his career. He's back at stalemate. He's back at stage one. He's back at... You're just a Barclays manager now. And you always have been. So people saying that Everton are going to get Europe, give it a fucking rest. It's not 2012 anymore. It's not. They don't have Fellaini. There's no Tim Cahill before you make the jokes. Allow it. Okay, Potter and Ray, this could be anyone. But I'm going to assume this is man like too much of E. Big up to Elijah for the raid. Okay, now you might have to give me the context. Why the fuck was I being cussed in this stream then? Why was I being cussed in this stream? You man. Why was I being cussed in this stream? So big up everyone, Potter in raid. Potter in. Big up to everyone that's here, man. Big up to everyone that's here. Make sure you're liking the video and subscribing, bruv. The video, the stream. That's how you know I'm cooked. Speaking of cooked, why am I getting cooked? Why am I getting cooked on the stream? Head loss 100 back to the champs 2025. I feel like everyone in this chat has now seen my fucking fan cam. Sullivan in, respect the blind. We don't respect blind midgets. And yes, I'm calling someone a midget. Blind midgets that shag women with willies. We don't respect them type of people. Pick a struggle. We literally just talked about the wheelchair guy that racially abused the menu. You need to pick a struggle, David Sullivan. You can't be blind, tiny, and shag willies. Women can't be dicking you down. Just for the 3-0 meltdown. Sullivan in. Don't do friendly fire with height jokes. Sullivan makes me 6'3". Makes me look 6'3". There's 80 people inside. Jesus Christ, I just got motion. Someone said you look like Seamus Finnegan. All right, okay, we're gonna look this person up. Okay.
What, from Harry Potter?
Who the fuck is this? Brother. No, we're not. Oh, okay. No, in certain pictures I hear it still. I actually do hear this. You know what? Okay, at first I was like, nah, I was going to dismiss it. You know what? I see it still. I actually do see it. I do see it. I'm not even going to argue. I'll be real. I'm not arguing that one. I see that one still. I was going to say it looks like someone else at first, but fair enough.
He said you need to get... who that is. I know who that is.
There you go, bro. There you go. He said you need to get Sullivan on your next jersey. No, bruv. No. Arsenal is $1 billion Stoke City. We need 50 likes on the stream. What? How many likes are we on now? We're on 15, 16. All right. There's 101. Jesus Christ. 101 people in here. Smash the bloody likes and subscribe to Alfie's. Links in the title, bruv. Your fan reaction was valid, showing emotion. I appreciate that because some people might have thought it was fake. Some people might think it was unjustified. You think I care that it's game week 1? I will crash out when the fuck I want. I've been a fan of this club all my life. I'm 22 years old. I've got a massive forehead. I'm 5'3" as well. I'm not a smaller Sullivan, but I've got a lot of things to be frustrated about. I will crash out when the fuck I want. The abuse was really bad. Yeah, Alfie's already. We've had that one already, mate. Smash the likes. Potter and Raid. Big up Kudos. Yo, Mike Lowry. Wowza. Bad boys. Big up Tekken. Big up Jay. Shout out to Jay earlier for the raid as well. Fucking hell, man. I did tell you I was going to send 100 man to the stream, bro, and off my arse off, bro. You've got motion, Elijah. Sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. And speaking of, you got more of this to look forward to because tomorrow, from Out West Show launches at 10:30 p.m. Me and Elijah every single Tuesday. So come and join us tomorrow as well. Stop freeloading and like the stream, bruv. Mike, you ain't bald, fat, or have a goatee. You should ditch the spammers for a better team. You end up like the rest. Do you know what? I'm glad that you think I don't look like the typical West Ham fan. I'm glad you think that because I don't. And also, people say I look Chinese, bruv. So I clearly don't look like the West Ham fan that people think. But I will say, I'm never going to ditch West Ham, but I do think West Ham should go extinct. Get Gyokeres to 450. Get Alfie to 450, people. Get Alfie to 450. Then we can get to 500. Alfie heard 100 people in the stream and sat up instantly. Am I not going to lie? You look like a reform voter. How? How do I look like a reform voter? Nah, man. You better take a piss. I was about to say, smash the blood clot likes. Nah, man, I wasn't about to say that still. I was not about to say that. The hell? Yeah, Alfie's link is in here, people. Alfie's link is in here, so go and subscribe. Fantastic crush out, amazing entertainment. Bruv, you see me, yeah? The problem is, I can't be entertaining unless I'm angry. Or I'm cooking someone. Because West Ham will make you feel that way. I don't know whether that, like, when you don't have a character like that, it's just like the anger will bring it out of you, bruv. I'll wig out at any West Ham player, any West Ham manager, anyone associated with West Ham. It could even be, if Bowen has a shit game, I'll wig out at him. Wet spam, big up, Jeff. Look Chinese, is it a colour thing? Yeah, it probably is a colour thing, low key. Oh yeah, can I get Singapore fried noodles? Because that would be brilliant. Mike's, how are those glasses? They got a bad bashing. Oh yeah, because I threw them on my bed, but I threw them on my bed knowing they wouldn't break. They're still here. They're still here. Don't worry about it. We still got the glasses. We still got the glasses. But yeah, that fan cam did surprisingly well. But I didn't think it'd do that well. I'll be real. I did not think it'd do that well. But that's what happens with West Ham. You're going to see a lot more of that this season because it's literally going to be 37 more weeks of that. And it, by the way, we don't get a break because we play again on fucking Friday against Chelsea. Against Chelsea at home. You think if I...
Oh, the game is going to be biblical. That melon watch along will be biblical.
Oh, he's going to be so gassed as well. Oh, fuck, it's going to... The shit I'm going to get from the Chelsea community is going to be crazy. Because there's a lot of Chelsea fans that watch this YouTube channel already. Why do I have to go on a Friday night to watch West Ham United? Friday night. Fuck off. Fridays are meant to be for drinking. I'm going to drink anyway because I'm going to watch West Ham. But Friday's meant to be for drinking. For having fun. For going out with your friends. It's not meant to be to watch your team get fucking backshotted. It's not meant to be for that. Getting POV'd live at the London Stadium. Live. West Ham doing well is inversely correlated with your channel banging. Listen, if you're going to hate on me, violate me, want to kill me, hate my team, you have to subscribe to mock me. That's the rule. That is the rule. You have to. Why shouldn't you? You have to. Like, you literally have to be there every single week. I'm giving you free content. How long until Potter gets binned? I don't think... We don't sack managers. So... There you go.
Unless of course your name is Julian Lopetegui.
Yeah, dude, that's how bad Lopetegui was, by the way. Lopetegui was the quickest sacking. The quickest sacking that West Ham ever did. That's how bad he was. These owners don't sack managers. They let you go on a free, and they'll buy you on a free. Obviously, you can't buy people anymore, but Sullivan would try if he wanted to. But technically, you can. It's football. All right, man, I'll edit it. It has to be 20 minutes. I had to be subscribed for 20 minutes, bro. What, that's too long? I thought you meant that's too short. All right, 1 minute. Fine. I put 5 minutes because I thought it was a good duration. All right. Now, big up Melon every single time. Subscribe to Melon as well. Mate, if they can't win against Palace, they ain't beating you. We're not better than Palace. West Ham are better than Palace. Palace are way better than West Ham. Way better than West Ham. Let's be real here. Palace are considerably better than West Ham. They're more organised. We play the same formation. They tuck in. They're good on the counter. They're more cohesive. They have a better midfield. They have better centre-backs as a unit. Palace are better than West Ham. Chelsea against West Ham is free food. It's free food. Alfie, that vid was appalling. You know what vid he's talking about?
No.
He's talking about the "Let's go." That thing. Have you man seen that? Video? Hold on. Bro, because people fucking said that to me. Oh my days. Alfie was very happy that football was back. Very happy. And to be fair, at least you got your win. And you at least got to prove why you're so fucking happy. You get to watch Arteta ball again, Alfie. How does it feel? But yeah, this is the bit that Melon's talking about.
Sick and tired of bitches acting like they want to know me. By the end of only try to check me, it's a warning. Let's go!
Yep. Sometimes you gotta bring out the autism.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta bring out the autism. Yeah, that's just the thing they say, Elijah. That's the thing they say. On a school tour in 2000, my first Prem team was at Upton Park against. Oh, my first Prem game was at Upton Park against Newcastle. Oh, in 2000's fair because I started going in the 10-11 season. My first game was against Bolton, and we lost 3-1. And then my second game was against Chelsea, and we lost 3-1. My third game was against Blackburn Rovers, and we drew 0-0. So the first 3 games that I went to, I didn't see a win. Avram Grant for you, Avram Grant. Mike, you said they will win. They could have beat Palace, but Palace are better than West Ham. Palace are better than West Ham. We'll just get dicked. We're just getting dicked by Chelsea. Yeah, it's on sub only. It's on sub only. Yeah, Palace are actually really good on their day. They're really good on the day. So they're better against the big teams as well. 5 minutes to find if you're a big channel. Yeah, fair enough. I said it to 1 minute. Big up to Villa fan. I'm already sick of this season and want it to end. Why do you want it to end, Villa fan? 0-0. I guess Con's a red card. 0-0. It wasn't great, but still. Like, I feel like you got more to hope for than most other teams. Yeah, Palace are really well drilled. What do you make of Crystal Palace against Chelsea? Like, that was 0-0 in the end.
I mean, it was 0-0. But because the Premier League keep changing the rules, obviously, Eze's free kick didn't count. But I think overall they played well. They were very well drilled defensively, good in attack as well. Obviously, that could change with Eze looking like he's on his way out. But I think even so, they did play really, really well. Stamford Bridge is never an easy place to go to, and to come away from there with a point on opening day, I think will be good for them going into. Obviously, they've got their Conference League playoffs. I think they start this week. I think their Conference League playoff is this week, so give them a bit of confidence going into that. Obviously, first game in Europe, it's going to be tough for them, but I think they'll do all right this season. I think everyone kind of bookmarks them to finish in 12th, which, to be fair, they do usually finish 12th, so I think it does make sense. But
Yeah,
I think overall they did well against Chelsea, and good to get the point, despite the fact that they cost me money.
Had a bet on that as well, didn't you?
Yeah. I was like, after the way that Chelsea have played in the Club World Cup and things like that, yes, I know they've needed to have a break, but I was like, there's no way that there's anything but a Chelsea win against Palace on opening day. Which is why I put money on the game, but obviously Chelsea had to go and ruin my fun. Which is why I put up on Twitter Fuck Chelsea shit.
That's the thing. I think Chelsea are a little bit rusty because of the whole Club World Cup. They've got 2 games thing, but I don't think I think a draw get cool is at home, so I understand why you'd be a little bit pissed, but I don't think there's anything to fucking flip your desk over sort of thing. I think Chelsea are building something good, and I think Palace are very difficult to beat. To be fair,
100%.
Mike, you need a Millwall go. Why would I go out with someone from them areas there, bro? I'll go into the trenches to get someone. I know special sports Millwall. Why am I going Bermondsey and them, man? Canada Water and that. That's a mill. Yeah, 1 minute is fine. 1 minute is fine. I have a serious question. Why were you shaking on the spot?
What, in the actual video?
Yeah, in the video.
I wasn't shaking. I was just bouncing up and down because I was excited that football's back.
Pause.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, pause for bouncing up and down. Jesus Christ. Died of cringe overdose. Started going games in 22-23 pants. That's probably one of the worst Chelsea seasons to start going into games as well. No, because they bro, when did Chelsea finish 12th or some shit?
Yeah, 12th, 13th, I think, that season.
Yeah, and everyone thought that was going to be the worst Big Six finish from a Big Six team or whatever. Worst finish from a Big Six team.
And what did Arsenal go and do the next summer? We signed fucking Kai Havertz from a team that finished 12th.
Yep. Shows the importance of Levi Colwill would unlock our midfield. You think he's generational again, Mellon? Or Palace under Glasner are a problem? Definitely. Have you organised? They know when to attack. The front three, by the way, of Eze, Mateta, Sarr. Oh, cool. That could end very soon because Eze would probably go Tottenham now. But even if they get the Solis guy, I've heard he's good from Steve and that. Who else? Elkanus. They'll still do good in the front three. That's dangerous.
Tyreek Mitchell and Munoz down both flanks.
Yep.
Really strong.
Yeah, really strong. Only tried to give a bit of false confidence. You ain't going to be better than Palace Chelsea with poor that game though. You can't give me, a West Ham United fan, any form of confidence. There's no such thing. If you're a West Ham fan and you're confident, someone needs to slap you. I'm sorry. You should never be confident. You should never be confident as a West Ham fan.
Even if you are confident, it's false confidence. I mean, look at what happened last season. You were well fucking happy at the fact that you beat us at the Emirates. And then straight back to ripping the shit out of West Ham. Oh, we're rubbish.
Yep. But also, I knew in the game in isolation, cool, we beat Arsenal and Leicester back to back, cool. Go back to losing. Is what it is. Yeah, AO indeed, bro. Yeah, I was just bouncing up and down. That's a Hall of Fame quote. No, that's the first episode. Yeah, first episode of the GVO show this season. And this is what we're doing, bro. This is what we're doing. We still can't buy players, and we just sold Bailey, Dendonka, Ramsey, which is all on 250k plus on wages. And if we struggle to beat Brentford, Jesus Christ. It is bad. That is bad, to be fair. That is bad. If it's worth anything, I don't want you to go down. Why? As a Tottenham fan, why don't you want us to go down?
I don't want West Ham to go down either, but I think that's simply because, like me and you, we're nostalgia merchants. We like the nostalgia, and for me, nostalgia is West Ham in the Premier League. That's the main reason why I don't want you guys to go down. But I do think it's on the cards. Whether it will happen or not, I think there are a couple of teams. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 teams that you can finish above, in the sense that Brentford, I don't think they're going to be strong this season. Kind of look that way against Forest. And I think despite the fact that Leeds won tonight, I still think they'll struggle. And Burnley, well, they just do what Burnley do, innit?
Like, you know what the problem is? You know what the problem is? Is even with West Ham being shit, Brentford looked worse than us. Brentford looked 10 times worse.
That's what happens when you hire a set-piece coach as your manager. No disrespect to Keith Andrews, but he ain't manager material. Like, let's be real.
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
And it's the reason why I said in my Premier League predictions video that they were going to finish in the bottom 3 is because not only have they signed the set-piece coach as their manager replacement, since they've lost their manager, everyone's jumping ship. And Mbeumo, Wissa, Norgard, they're all leaving. Because Frank was the glue that held them together.
Yeah, and they looked so disorganized against Forest. They played a 4-5-1. It was like ball over the top, in the air, and everyone lost their aerial ability. It's like Frank coached them to jump. I don't know what it was, but it's like Frank coached them to jump, because against Forest, they looked so shit. By the way, I don't even think I know Forest have made some good signings. I still don't think Forest are that good. I just think Brentford were that bad. I don't think Forest will do bad. I think they'll finish mid-table, but I don't think they were that good. Hello, boys. Like your show. Everton fan here from Sydney. David Moyes is shit. He makes me sick. Moyes out. I've been saying it for weeks. Fucking hell. What's got you to that point, Machina Joe? What's got you to that point?
Good day, mate.
Mike's, would you want Harvey Elliott? Yes, but I think that ship has sailed, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I think the ship has sailed. I would love Harvey Elliott at West Ham. Love Harvey Elliott. But I think the problem is he wants a team that's in Europe.
It would definitely be a good move for West Ham to get Harvey Elliott. I think it'd be good for both parties. Yes, I know Harvey Elliott wants European football because now where he's been playing at Liverpool, he's got a taste for it. But I think he wants regular first-team football, and I think, all in all, Harvey Elliott walks straight into your team.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you play Paquetá Potts a bit deeper than Harvey Elliott just in front. You've got a midfield there. Good in the attack. Just say you didn't watch the game, mate. What's this referring to, man? Because I enjoy the banter. It's just too easy if you're in a championship. Yeah, true. Because that's the thing. Because I didn't even talk about Millwall. Like, because they're in a championship. I don't talk about them. I never talk about Millwall. So it's just a case of there is no rivalry there. Like when your rival is in a championship or a league below you where you can't play them twice a year, there's no point talking about them. There's no point. I don't. Do I think we'll get relegated? I'm not sure yet. But like, we've got a good chance. We'll be down there. We'll
You,
definitely be down there.
you definitely get that feeling from a lot of rival fans. I remember watching a video explaining the Palace Brighton rivalry.
Yeah.
And this one guy was talking about the time how like there'd be Palace fans saying, "Oh, I want Brighton in the Premier League so we can beat them," and the Palace fans turned around and said, "Nah, we don't want them in the same league as us. We want them in the league below so we can't lose to them."
Fair. I've always said just let Millwall rot. I don't care about them getting promoted. Face them in the cup, cool. Let them rot. Let them rot.
They won't get promoted. They won't get promoted. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, do you know what's so funny, yeah? They were trying to hype Millwall to get promoted, yeah? Last week they lost 3-0 to Middlesbrough at home. Typical Millwall.
Charlton are more likely to get promoted than Millwall are. And that's saying something because Charlton are genuinely shit. Well, not.
But to be fair,
what?
fair though, Charlton could build on something low key this season. They've got Nathan
How many
Jones
games have they played? Is it what, 2 or 3?
It's 2 now.
And they've got 4 points from their first 2 games.
Nathan Jones has got something. He's got them promoted.
Very, very good coach. Very good coach.
Very experienced as well.
I mean, obviously, last season, the same day that we played and lost to Bournemouth, I went to the Charlton game, last game of the season against Burton. They played really well. Really well. They've got a good team there.
I think they'll do well. Man like Connor Coventry, bruv. Connor Coventry.
Yeah.
My fucking baller. Keith Andrews or whatever his name is, and even real manager will be so villain to struggle against us. I watched Forest yesterday, and the defense has definitely improved. Hardly able to have a chance against them makes me jealous. Our defense will get torn apart by anyone. I'm sick of it. I think Forest's defense was good yesterday because nobody fucking attacked them. Like, I'll be real. I think their defense is good though. I think you have too much firepower to get relegated. Yeah and no. We do, but like our firepower is just Bowen. Full cricket does contribute, but our firepower is mainly just Bowen. I feel like we rely on Bowen way too much.
I think that's the only way that you stay up is if Bowen keeps doing what he does and Fulkrug starts firing. Those two are going to get you the goals to keep you in the league, and that is worrying.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tight, unfortunately, and I think it's not good for my heart rate. And Moyes will do well at Everton. The issue is Dyche's players are still there, like Garner. Mikalenko is so poor and they don't have a goal scorer. Much as I agree, Mikalenko is poor and Garner isn't great. This is Moyes' squad now. He's having a transfer window.
Not only that, it's been a while since Dyche was in charge.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Moyes had a pre-season. Let's not do this because then we can do those with every single manager that's just changing around. We can say that about Potter as well. We could say that about Potter if we're doing all of that. And I tried to tell people Moyes likes to play players out of position. And yeah, he's good at left wing, but he would do so much better in a 10. Dewsbury Hall is playing in a 10. Dewsbury Hall's not a 10. He's an 8.
He's an 8, yeah.
He played a 4-2-3-1 with Dewsbury Hall in a 10. Like, he's not a creative midfielder like that. And also, Alcaraz on the right. This is David Moyes. Jacob Bryan at right back. This is David Moyes. Michael Keane is still playing. They couldn't break down a newly promoted Leeds. Even if without the penalty, it would have been 0-0. And when Grealish came on, where did he play? On the left. Moyes doesn't like pace on the wing. Moyes likes creative players that can play on the wing so they can have more bodies in midfield. I'm telling you, Moyes' teams, especially in possession, are terrible. They just pass the ball off the pitch. And Everton's players are terrible as well. 4 points from 2 games ain't bad for a newly promoted side in the Championship. It's very good. It's very good. I think Charlton will do well. I think Charlton will survive. Charlton will definitely survive. They're more equipped than even people like QPR. Potter's not the manager you wanted in a relegation battle. Probably not. But he was the thing is he was down there with Brighton. But Brighton were never afraid of getting relegated because how many games they drew and because they were so defensively astute. But they never scored goals. Yeah, but Mike's come on, man. Who makes his Everton team better? Well, people were saying they were going to get a more inspiring manager than fucking David Moyes beforehand. So what happened to all of that? What happened to all of that? They were meant to get some fancy names, some possession-based manager and all that. It's not even a thing of who can make the squad better. It's what can you do with the squad, and you can't hype a team to get Europe. So then just say it's this and that and this and that. The squad's not ready to do anything. The problem is they don't have a Gyokeres replacement. They don't have goals from midfield. Gyokeres was very crucial to them for the past few years. Gyokeres got them out of relegation. Losing Gyokeres was bad. That's why he needs to play Dye in the middle. Play Dewsbury Hall with Ira Burnham. Play, and we'll get a right winger. And play Grealish on the left, or Dye on the left and Grealish in the middle. You're buying too many number 10s that actually are better than number 10 just to play them on the wing. Tierno Barry on the bench. Yeah, so why have you signed a striker? I told you again, I fucking said this about Moyes. If he carries on to play Barry on the bench, this is what Moyes does. He signs a new player and doesn't play them. You can't sign Barry to then play Beto. But after you've been saying all that shit about Beto, you're disappointed and all that. Come on. Let's be real here. If their fans want him up because of today, it's mental, they won't be done in the market. Their fans shouldn't base it off today. I don't think their fans should want David Moyes out. But if he carries on like this, I'd understand still. They need fullback depth. They need fullback depth. I feel like if they were going to do more in the market, they can't wait until now. But today would definitely be a wake-up call. Moyes was a bit idiotic playing Grealish on the left instead of the 10 role from what I heard he did. Oh, yeah, bro, he put Grealish on to basically play where Pep did. On the touchline, on the left, where people were criticising Pep to do that. They were supposed to get that Fonseca guy who, by the way, made Milan worse than last season. Okay, so that would have, to be fair, that would have been a worse appointment than David Moyes. Everton looked like schoolboys in the first half, and it wasn't a penalty, but that's besides the point. Yeah, definitely wasn't a penalty, but far from it. But yeah, Leeds outplayed them. Leeds were on it. We're going to see what Leeds does in the future. Any process in the pipeline for the Hammers? I think if it gets bad, put it this way, I generally think if we lose against Tottenham at home, that will be the turning point. Because you'll come back from an international break and then you face Tottenham at home, that will be the turning point.
Yeah, I've just seen it. That was definitely not a penalty.
Definitely not a penalty.
Tarkowski's been done over though. Yeah, hit the likes, people, because Arsenal went winning shit this year.
I was gonna say, how many likes are we on right now? Let me have a check. We are on 123 likes. Can we get to 50, please? Can we get 27 more out of the 73 of you to hit 50 likes, please? Pretty please. If Moyes lose in the next 5, then Fairs and their owners are ruthless anyway, but a win against Brighton should be okay in their new stadium. They need to make sure they win their first game in a new stadium. You know how important it is to start on a high in your new stadium? Because we won our first game in a new stadium, but it didn't mean anything because we were shit then, and we're still shit now. We beat Bournemouth at home, and it was 1-0. Antonio scored. We scored right at the end. Bournemouth? No, funny enough, it wasn't Bournemouth. Pretty sure it was Sunderland, funny enough. But Everton needs to start on a high because it's going to be very difficult to settle into their new stadium. People don't understand this. Changing stadium in your first season. There's Tottenham fans in the chat. There's Arsenal fans that might be in the chat. West Ham fans that might be in the chat. You understand, it's not that easy just to settle into your new stadium like that. Any coins getting dashed? Hopefully. David Sullivan can't turn up on Friday. He can't. They played well in it during pre-season, was unlucky because Better missed some sitters. From what I saw in the summer series, they were actually shite in the summer series. I don't know about the other pre-season games, but the only team they were good against was Man United. They were shite against us and they were shite against Bournemouth. They were shit in both games. But Beto missed a lot of sitters. And the thing is, Beto is a boy striker. Man, he likes to run down the left channel and cut in on the right. But still, I don't know. Put my neck on the line here. Tottenham finished above Arsenal this season. Really? I still think Arsenal finish above you, man. Like, if you get Xavi on Eze, it's a conversation still. It's a conversation because you man a better coach. Thomas Frank's a better coach than Arteta.
Yeah.
Thomas Frank's a better coach than Arteta. I don't think there's anyone that can dispute that. Yeah, but they did have some injuries, hence why they conceded a lot. They have the same centre-back partnership they've always had apart from Branthwaite. So Michael Keane would play anyway. In fact, Michael Keane played at the reign of David Moyes when he first started, and David Moyes has always wanted Michael Keane. That's a Moyes centre-back. And they play Jacob Brown on the right, which that's good defensively to make yourself more solid, and he's a good player in possession, but going forward, that hinders them. So when you've got no fullbacks, and your other fullback is a centre-back, and then your fullback there for Seamus Coleman, It's 2025. Cool, Sheamus Coleman's good, but come on. Like, I'll be real. It's a bit unfair on him. There's a bit. Tarkovsky was out on Garner said what in pre-season. Fair enough.
I think with the Seamus Coleman thing, I think he just sits there in training and thinking, for fuck's sake, why am I playing every single game at my age?
To be fair, he didn't even play today. Didn't even play today. Beto's got ball control like a brick wall. Machina Joe is not happy with Everton today. Big up to Beast Boy, because I know you're bantering West Ham, but you got a sick profile picture because that's the Bugsy Malone album. You guys will be at Charlton away next season. It probably will.
I'll see if I can get you tickets. We'll go together, innit?
I promise you, I'm not going to a single game if we're in a championship. I can promise you that. I would not even go to a playoff final. I do not care. If we get there, because West Ham will not win in a championship next season. We will are more likely to finish outside the playoff spots. We're not prepared to go down. The morale of the club will be at all-time low. Charlton away, ole. Charlton away, ole. West Ham is a small club, thanks. Of course, Alfie wants to. Jesus Christ. Okay, mate.
Yo.
Okay, mate. On that note, bro, we're nearly on 25 likes, so just 25 more, please. But listen, Alfie, what you got coming up?
What I've got coming up in the next few days, obviously on Thursday, I will be launching my new show with Elijah called North London Together. And while we're still waiting for an actual name for the show, on Friday, I will be launching another new show with Prime. So make sure you guys are checking that out. And obviously match reactions, match previews, and watch along on Saturday for the Leeds game.
Listen, you got cola coming up, 2 litres. Big up, Elijah.
Well, I got it in the cup this time, Elijah.
Listen, subscribe to Alfie. We're trying to get to 500 before the end of the year. And also, after that, we can try and push Alfie to 1K. So go and subscribe to Alfie. Big up to Elijah for the raid. Big up to Jay for the raid as well. And yeah, speaking of Elijah, we've got the show of him tomorrow. Hopefully trying to get another bonus stream as well for another Chelsea preview. If that does get confirmed, you will see on the channel. And yeah, we're going to redirect to Sheik. So go and say Mike's raid in Sheik's channel. And yeah, take care and peace, people.
Arteta's a fraud.